Welcome to the channel, Jaden Chase, and these are some of the top stories making headlines today. Now, there must be justice for Donna Donaldson and her family, and if you agree, drop a like on the video, and of course, a comment in the comment section. Now, the police have stated that they have concluded their investigations, and they are stating that Donna Lee died on July the 12th between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. And they state that this is supported by forensic evidence and technology, but that a motive has not yet been established. They are also detailing that there are criminal investigations going on against members of law enforcement, not only for this situation, but for other situations. Look and listen.
I go back and dig out the grave. Which grave? Oh, you gonna know which grave to dig. You can't do it. So there goes an unsolved murder. Unsolved murder. Police involved. Them shot certain man. Because you know the police now drive by and all them. Police get involved in everything now. Every criminal activity. You have police involved in that some way or another. Gun running, scamming, just pay for kill man, anything. Police involved in it. And this is something now where it's being done. It is being done in Jamaica, where two people end up in a one coffin and get buried. So the one who not supposed to in there, for them family, will never find them. Never find them body. Because there's no way you're going to figure out how that go. Unless somebody boss pan the funeral parlor, which is unlikely because if you get money to do this thing, thousands of dollars, maybe you get more money than where the family for the person who dead who give money to build the coffin and set up the body. The funeral parlor get double the amount, put an next person in another coffin there. Hey, may I tell you, sir, Jamaica not easy, no Rasta. I don't know if nobody would have figured that out. I figure say that I go on. Yeah? Our man come up with them something there. How somebody come up with that? Can I ask that question? Because that is like some serious thinking and calculation to do them something there, you know. Yeah, man, a very serious thinking and calculation come in a somebody levels to go really think, say, you know, say we could have just take all the body there and just go down and Margaret, go pay a man to put him in the same coffin. And that's the end of that. The murderer, they know get where. Whether I'm his police or whether I'm his thief, criminal, them get where. The people them who deal with the, what them call them, the funeral parlor people them, I get paid for put man who get killed by criminal or police, because it never exempt the police. Man who get killed by police or criminal, them take the body them and carry go to a place where make coffin and put that body in a coffin we get paid for the next person, and then put the person who get paid for going in that coffin there, then put them in that coffin there too. So you find two people in the coffin. But because it's a go a funeral now, nobody now open the coffin again. Them seal the coffin now and carry it go a funeral, go bury it. So it's two people in a one coffin. One who's supposed to be there, and one who get somebody pay, whether police or criminal, pay the funeral parlor to put the next man in there. And then you hear say, somebody missing and you can't find them, and you wonder, oh, you can't find that person there. How that I go resolve? It's a terrible thing that, you know, how you go resolve something like that? Eh? Oh, you go what?
Well, the crime and violence taking place on the island is definitely a unique situation. As law enforcement has pointed out, in this particular case, no motive has been established. Them still don't know why Mr. Maitland and his accomplices do what them do. Senseless crime and violence. No true motive. She not do this man nothing. Are we hear our reports that she love him to the point that she take all her hard-earned money and give it to him. Now this also applies to some other situations where take place on the island. People say law enforcement now solve the crimes and this and that. True, but we have to still point out they are still under-equipped. Some are under-motivated because of pay and long hours and different reasons. Not justifications, but just reasons for the way they move. Truth be told, we see some crime and violence or some criminal acts and some violent acts take place on the island where it just look senseless. No true reason why people just get increasingly violent. There's also people who have stated that Donna Lee's life was taken by accident. A lover's rage, gone too far, and then the entire situation was either was covered up by the main suspect or he had help. Regardless, there must be justice for Donna Lee Donaldson. And if you agree, drop a like on the video and of course a comment in the comment section. Now on to the other stories that are currently making headlines today. Now also making headlines today, and tell me if you agree with the security minister. He made some controversial statements. I'm gonna know human rights groups are gonna have something to say about this. According to Chang, police should take the lives of their attackers, noting that the country was spending too much to treat criminals at public healthcare facilities. He was then quoted as saying, anytime a man take up a weapon after a police officer, I expect Commissioner Anthony Anderson to train them so that when him fire, he must not miss. He said, adding, there are numerous fatal shootings of innocent individuals, and this occurring because criminals engaged law enforcement in a gunfight. He said, I'm also not telling any policeman not to fire back. But he says he don't want to send ambulances for innocent individuals either. Now people, the issue with this is, and even Indicom has stated this, all public officials should be guided by the Constitution of Jamaica in their statements and actions. And this includes, of course, members of law enforcement who, as I make a point out now, have sworn an oath. They were quoted as saying, in any confrontation, the law gives premise to the right to life. Meaning, if law enforcement even wound a criminal, and there's by any slight chance that they can take him to a healthcare facility and have his life saved, by law, they should do so. Of course, you got people who can point out numerous situations where that was not the case. I'm gonna feel like in this day and age too, anytime we see public officials that speak, it's always like at a press conference. Well, not even a press conference. In a press conference, you are allowed to ask questions. But this is more like a speech. So members of the media cannot also put forward questions being asked by the public. And that's why I feel like them need another program where them can go into these communities. We see the MPs visit these communities. When we talk about these communities, and we are saying crime and violence that take place there, and the media makes it seem as if it is so hostile that public officials and law enforcement cannot go there. That is not true. Majority of these communities have councillors and MPs who visit there regularly. Them know the people, them shake them and walk around there. People them know them. Or, better yet, who for know them know them. We could just put it at that. Who for know them, or who them want for know them them. Them need to start go back into these communities and we not talk on election time and have live dialogue with these people. You used to have a program used to come up on national television on island. Your issues are something like that, where the people them go in the community them, and when them talk them foolishness and talk for them point of view, The people can now counter and say, but that is not realistic. That is not what is taking place. Just like recently, where them point out say, no child should be denied an education. I will see them as send home picnic for uniform. Now tell me, if they are stating that no youth should be denied an education for any reason, whether them can't pay the fees or whatever the case is, then how is it that even for youth who their parents have found a way to pay these fees, purchase these uniforms, when them youth reach a school now, you gotta tell them, say, this uniform is stopping them from learning? I'm point out this, the whole reason or idea for uniforms is one, and I agree with the school on this, to teach the youth how to dress in the required manner for any workplace where they're then go into after these educational institutions. It's true. If the people must say, I have to wear this on them compound, I probably have to go wear. And uniform is also used that heavy emphasis is not placed on apparel, clothing. So when they are at school, it's not supposed to be who have on the latest shirt and designer jeans. All youth are wearing uniform. You know what I mean? Don't know what go on the shoes, cause you know that go. But at the end of the day, is it then justified to send home youth because maybe the skirt a couple inches too short, the pants maybe a little bit too tight? How is that stopping a child from learning? Now we agree, when the shirt or skirt rather is so short that it's noticeable, that is an issue, which will create even an issue for the student themselves. They might not see it now, but they might get unwanted attention. So we get that. The youth them school pants look like a dance them ago. It can't work. We get that. So we get that. But to state that no child should be denied an education while they send home youth every day for various reasons and deny them essentially an education at that moment. It's almost like the state says one thing and does another. And majority of the time we hear statements from the state over the media. People can't give them opinion. And when them give them opinion, it is not to legislators, not to lawmakers, but to them friends and family. Keep in mind though, it is the people who put officials in power. So when elected officials say officers must take the lives of their attackers, shoot to kill, when in majority of these constituencies are strongholds of political parties, are quote-unquote garrison communities. Communities where crime and violence has been taking place there for decades. So tell me what you think. If you're new to the channel, so pass through, well, click the subscribe icon, then the bell icon, and of course put it on all. And this is how you know you'll be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you. Now, until the reason again, my sentiments for you and yours is, of course, for you to live, love, and prosper. And of course, for you to stay tuned, remember to like and share the video. Until the reason again, stay tuned.